Hey guys, so I'm pretty sure that the last cloud pour that we did, I mixed the paint wrong. So I went back and watched the videos to see what people were doing, and we're going to try again. So this is the Deco Art Americana Satin Enamels in the warm white. And that's what causes the cloud effect, evidently. I know we didn't have any luck with it, but we're going to try again. So, people are saying you can do it with colors, not just white. I've seen a few people do it with blues and such. Because it's white, it mixes in. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to mix some colors up. And my understanding so far is that you put equal parts of this as you would your regular white if you're doing white. So my understanding would be I would put equal parts of this as I would my paint. But that's going to make it quite lighter. I feel like if you add white to a color, it lightens it up. So we're just going to kind of experiment and see how it goes. I'm going to need some paints that are not pre-mixed. So for that, we're going to come down here and use some colors that I don't use on a daily basis. This is my Artist Loft Flow Acrylics Bright Red. Which adding white to it is going to give us some pink, I'm thinking. It's a warm white, so it's like a tinted white. So it might not change it too much. Then we have our Artist Loft Flow Acrylics in yellow. Okay. I'm also going to use my Artist Loft Flow Acrylics in blue, which I tend to use a lot of. I actually poured way too much. And then because it is a cloud pour and I do want to use white, even though I've seen Gina DeLuca do one and she didn't use white at all. She used 4 shades of blue and a gold, and she still got white clouds. But she's a lot better at it. So I'm going to use my Artist Loft Flow Acrylics white. And I want to see if I can reach it with everything in my way. Use my Artist Loft Flow Acrylics Metallic Gold. I have to get another cup for that. Just because I'd like to try some metallics, and I think gold will set it off very well. So. Okay. So, the way I've noticed from just watching people do theirs is that they mix the enamels in with the color, normally just with the white, but I've seen people do it with other colors, and then add the Floetrol to thin it down, because this is a thinner paint anyway. I'm only going to mix this with my white and my red. And then I'll just add Floetrol to my other colors. So this paint also, when you open it, you'll notice, I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but there's a discoloration where it needs to be mixed. And because it's a full bottle, I've only used it the one time. I can't just shake it to mix it because there's not enough room. So I'm gonna try to just pour at equal parts. So I'm gonna try to do as equal as possible. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the red, which is probably gonna give us pink. Okay. Whoop. Made a mess on my jar, but I don't want to waste paint, so I'm going to clean it off real quick and save as much of the paint as possible. Okay. So now I'm going to mix these in. And it really hasn't changed the consistency much, which is why I think you still need to add the pouring medium is what they're saying. But since that one was white, I'm going to just use this stick in this one since we are mixing the white with the red. I do expect it to turn pink because I just put a lot of white in it. It's actually a pretty shade of pink though. Had I had more red in here and used less white, I don't think it would have changed the color. But it's something about the way the enamels react to the paints. I'm going to leave this stick here because I'm going to have to add Floetrol. I'm shaking my Floetrol up. I'm just pouring it out of my gallon jug today. Well, if I can get it open, I'm pouring out of my gallon jug today. So I'm just gonna... I'm not going to be able to add quite as much to these cups. But if I need to add more Floetrol, I can put them in bigger cups. I normally do about 1 part paint, 1 part Floetrol. Just depends on the paint. So we'll test all of those and see if there's enough in it. I'll mix them all up and see how it goes. I'm going to try to make this as fast as possible. I have not figured out how to edit. Uploading from this camera to my cell phone allows me to pretty much select YouTube and send it straight to YouTube. I have the, what is the app called? Viva Video or something like that. Vista Video something. I have that app and I've paid for the full version of that app, but for some reason my phone doesn't want to upload to that app. I mean the camera, when I upload from the camera. It doesn't want to upload to that app. And I'm not 100% sure why. So I still have to figure all that out. It's a slow process. Okay, so the white's too thick, but there's not room in this cup. I need to get some of the bigger cups. But so what I'm going to do is just pour half of the white in. We'll set the other half to the side. I'm going to add some more Floetrol to this to thin it up. Actually, I'm not going to add Floetrol. I'm going to add some Liquitex gloss varnish. I think Mel D, or Mel B, it might be. she adds the Liquitex pouring medium, which is about the same consistency as the gloss varnish. So I'm just going to add that, and we're going to see how that goes. We're testing things, you guys. It's not fun if you don't experiment. And I think Gina DeLuca also mentioned that adding a little bit of the varnish or the Liquitex pouring medium helps to speed up the drying process so that the pour doesn't move as much during the drying process. So, if that's the case, that might keep it from moving too very much. I'm hoping we get a good cloud effect. I got a few clouds, or what looks like clouds, on the waterfall pours that we did, but nowhere near like everybody else is getting those beautiful clouds. So, there's our white and our pink. I'm going to set this to the side and I'll put a cup on top of it. And then I'm just going to real quickly mix these colors. It's just paint and Floetrol. Shouldn't take too long. Sorry for the long video, but I have several people that want to see the full process, so I figure if I make a mixing video with the full process, then those that want to watch it can, those who don't have to. These are pretty thick. I guess I'm so used to the laundry detergent because for like the last month, all I've poured with is laundry detergent to test the different stuff out. So I have to get back into the rhythm of my Floetrol mixture. That's pretty decent. Okay. Sorry for the noise in the background. Bill's watching some kind of show. And I requested the volume be low, but you know how men are. They tend to not listen. Sorry for all you guys that are on here that actually do listen. Okay, so we have our colors mixed. These are interesting colors to pour with, especially pink. You guys know I don't use pink a lot, so come back to the next video and we will see if we can get a cloud pour.